Timeline of major events in human history. C to 300, 0 years ago. First modern humans, Homo sapiens, evolved in Africa, etc. 100, 0, 50, 0 years ago. Humans migrate out of Africa and spread across Asia, Europe, and Australia. By 12, 0 years ago, humans live on every continent except Antarctica. C. 10, 0 BCE. Neolithic Revolution. People begin farming crops and domesticating animals in various places, e.g., Middle East. First permanent villages form, c. 5000, 3000 BCE. First, civilizations emerge. In Mesopotamia, Sumerian civilization builds cities and develops writing. Ancient Egypt is unified under the first pharaoh. The Indus Valley civilization thrives in South Asia. Early Chinese civilization develops along the Yellow River, 2560 BCE. Egyptians build the Great Pyramid of Giza, showing advanced engineering. c. 2000, 1200 BCE. Bronze Age gives way to Iron Age. People widely use iron for tools and weapons. c. 1500, 500 BCE. The Axial Age. Major religions and philosophies arise around this period. For example, Buddha in India, Confucius in China, Greek philosophers in Athens, Jewish prophets in Israel, Zoroaster in Persia. 776 BCE. First Olympic Games are held in ancient Greece. 753 BCE. According to legend, Rome is founded. It will grow from a kingdom to a republic to a great empire. c. 600, 500 BCE. Democracy begins in Athens. 507 BCE. Persian Empire rises in the Middle East. Siddhartha Gautama, Buddha, teaches in India. Confucius teaches in China. 334, 323 BCE. Alexander the Great conquers the Persian Empire, spreading Greek culture from Egypt to India. 221 BCE. Qin Shi Huang becomes the first emperor of China, unifying the country and starting the Great Wall. 4 BCE. 29 CE. Life of Jesus Christ, founder of Christianity, born around 4 BCE, crucified around 29 CE. 476 CE. Fall of the Western Roman Empire, traditionally marks the end of ancient history and start of the Middle Ages. 570. 632 CE. Life of Prophet Muhammad. Islam emerges in Arabia by 632, Muhammad's death. Most of the Arabian Peninsula is Muslim. Islamic expansion will follow. 793 CE. Viking Age begins. Norse Vikings from Scandinavia begin raiding. Coastal settling, e.g., attack on Lindisfarne Monastery in England. 800 CE. Chinese invent gunpowder, initially for fireworks. c. 1200 CE. Genghis Khan unites the Mongols. Within decades, they conquer a vast empire across Asia. 1215 CE. Magna Carta signed in England, limiting the king's power and laying groundwork for future legal rights. 1347 CE. Black Death plague hits Europe and beyond, killing a large portion of the population. 1453 CE. Constantinople falls to the Ottoman Turks, end of Byzantine Empire, seen by many as end of the Middle Ages. Around this time, Gutenberg's printing press in Europe makes books more accessible. 1492 CE. Columbus voyages across the Atlantic and reaches the Americas, marking the beginning of extensive contact between the Old World and New World. 1498 CE. Vasco da Gama sails around Africa to reach India, opening direct Europe-Asia sea trade. 1500. 1600. Renaissance flourishes in Europe. Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Shakespeare create art and literature. Protestant Reformation splits Christianity. 1517. Martin Luther starts reforms, leading to new Protestant churches. 1521 CE. Hernán Cortés conquers the Aztec Empire in Mexico. 1533 CE. Francisco Pizarro conquers the Inca Empire in Peru. Spain colonizes much of the Americas. 1610 CE. Galileo observes planets with a telescope, supporting idea that Earth orbits the Sun. Scientific revolution underway. 1776 CE. American Declaration of Independence. 13 colonies declare independence from Britain. 1789 CE. French Revolution begins, overthrowing the monarchy and advocating liberty and equality. 1804 CE. Napoleon Bonaparte crowns himself Emperor of France. Also, Haiti becomes the first independent nation in Latin America. First Black Republic, after a slave rebellion. 1833 CE. Slavery abolished in the British Empire. 888 in Brazil. 1865 CE. American Civil War. Union, North versus Confederacy. South. The Union victory ends slavery in the United States. 1886 CE. Invention of the automobile. Carl Benz builds first car powered by internal combustion engine. 1893 CE. New Zealand grants women the right to vote, the first country to do so in national elections. 1903 CE. Wright brothers achieved the first powered airplane flight. 1914. 1918 CE. World War I. First Global War, triggered by assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, ends with defeat of Central Powers in 1918. Millions killed. Map of Europe redrawn. League of Nations is formed to promote peace. 1917 CE. Russian Revolution. Tsar is overthrown. By 1922, the Communist Soviet Union, USSR, is established. 1929 CE. Great Depression begins, a worldwide economic crisis, high unemployment and hardship. 1933 CE. Hitler comes to power in Germany and establishes Nazi dictatorship. 1939, 1945 CE. World War II. Axis powers. Germany, Italy, Japan. Versus allies, USSR, USA, UK, etc. Deadliest war in history. Key events. 1939. War starts with Germany invading Poland. 1940. 1. Japan attacks Pearl Harbor. USA enters war. 1944. D. Day invasion liberates France. 1945. Germany surrenders. May. Atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. August. Japan surrenders. September. The United Nations is founded to prevent future wars. 1947. 1991. Cold War. Geopolitical tension between USA and Western allies, and USSR and Communist allies. Involves nuclear arms race, space race, and proxy wars, like Korea and Vietnam. 1947. India gains independence from Britain, partitioned into India and Pakistan. 1957 CE. Sputnik I launched by Soviet Union. First satellite in space, starting the space race. 1960. 1 CE. Yuri Gagarin, USSR, becomes first human in space. 1969 CE. Apollo 11 moon landing. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, USA. Walk on the moon. 1960s. Wave of African nations gain independence. Around 1960. Ending colonial rule for much of Africa. Civil rights movement in the USA. Civil Rights Act. 1964. Ends segregation. 1989 CE. Fall of the Berlin Wall, symbolizing the approaching end of the Cold War. 1991 CE. Collapse of the Soviet Union. Cold War ends. The United States is left as the leading superpower. 1990s. World Wide Web and Internet expand globally. First website goes live in 1991. Connecting millions of computers and users. The start of the digital information age. 2001 CE. September 11 attacks by terrorists in the U.S. leads to war on terror, including wars in Afghanistan, 2001, and Iraq, 2003. 2008 CE. Global financial crisis hits world economies. Worst recession since the Great Depression. 2010s. Rapid growth of social media. Arab Spring, 2011. Sees pro-democracy protests across the Arab world. Technological advances in smartphones, AI, etc. Continued globalization. 2020 CE. COVID-19 pandemic spreads worldwide. Who declares it a pandemic? March 11, 2020. Countries respond with emergency measures. Vaccines rolled out in 2021. 2022 CE. World population reaches 8 billion people. Global efforts continue to address climate change and sustainable development.